Hi everyone, we're bringing Savory Grape out and into your home. We wanted to share some of our helpful tips for when you want to conduct your own in-home tasting. So whether you want to do a spirit tasting, craft beer, or wine, we think it's really beneficial to start in order of lighter style to more fuller to heavier style. And let me give you an example as we go through each category of what that means. So regardless of if you're conducting a tasting from all the same producer or from different regions, it's really helpful and beneficial in taste profile to go through the products from lighter style to heavier style. So just think of it like milk. You have skim milk, 1%, 2%, and whole milk. So in that category, in that order. Let's use tequila. This is our example for spirits. Tequila has different categories from Blanco, Reposado to Añejo. And here we would start off and go through Blanco, Reposado, Añejo in that order because Blanco is the lightest style. Then Reposado is aged, and then Añejo is aged more. And you're ending with Añejo, which is a smokier, richer style, where Blanco, very clean, very crisp. Glassware, we're also asked about glassware. Use any type of glassware for tasting. Really, you don't have to go out and buy something fancy. I love these little glasses. They're little mini spirit glasses that I use at home when I want to have a spirit for sipping. So if I want to sip the Reposado, I put in one ice cube, put it in, but they're also small enough for 1 to 2 ounces of a spirit to taste. Many people also have a little, what we would call shot glass. You can use these as well for tasting. Don't shoot it, sip it when you're doing a tasting. Then let's look at wine. Think about wine in the same fashion, lighter to heavier. So what that means is you don't have to do all white wine at one time and then all red wine at one time. What I always love to start off with are bubbles and dry bubbles, not sweet. Save those until the end. This is Mirabella Franciacorta. Franciacorta is in Italy. It's the region with the same name of sparkling wine, and one of my favorites. It is like Italy's champagne. So I always like to start off with bubbles. It's celebratory. It kind of gets things going, has a little acid, gets the palate wet a little bit as well. Then we would want to start with unoaked wines. So if we're starting off with white, I would do a light, crisp, unoaked white. Pinot Grigio you can do, Sauvignon Blanc, Pinot Bianco. We are doing an Arnese. Arnese is an Italian white wine from northern Italy in Piemonte. Very crisp, very vibrant. Then we move to a rosé. Rosé is great to have after white because most rosés are unoaked as well. This is from Spain, Lobedia, made from Tempranillo, organic and vegan as well. And then we go to Gerard Bertrand, Southern France, Pinot Noir. So here we have white, rosé, and now we're moving into red. This is great, again, unoaked, low tannins. So you see we started off with a very lighter style and we're starting to move up the continuum to something fuller. We also love this because, yes, sometimes bottles and labels do make a difference. This bottle is very usable afterward. We like to use it for olive oil to put in. Has a glass stopper, not a cork. And then the last one in our tasting is not another red, but we go back to white. This is a Chardonnay, barrel fermented, Frank Family Vineyards, which we love, Napa Valley. Chardonnay is a great wine to end with because, especially if it's barrel fermented, it has so much body to it and so much richness. So you don't have to do all white and then all red. You can move around, especially if you're doing it in the styles of lighter to heavier. And then of course we like to end with something sweet. This lightly spritzy Moscato from Piemonte, from northern Italy, very low in alcohol, but totally nice to do at the end of any tasting, anything sweet because it cleans the palate a little bit. Now what about beer? Beer comes in so many styles today, from IPAs, double IPAs, lagers, pilsners, seasonals, shandies, stouts. There are so many. So we chose 3 to just use as an example, going in the order of, again, lighter to heavier. Sierra Nevada, their Summerfest. This is a very crisp style summer lager. really refreshing and vibrant. Then we move into Jack's Abbey Post Shift, which is a dry hopped Pilsner. So it has a little bit more body to it, a little bit more of that hopness flavor to it. Hops are what give you that little bitterness flavor profile as well. And then we move on to Proclamation's Stalk, which is an IPA and is much richer, much fuller. So here we wouldn't want to do the IPA first because it would ruin the palate for the other ones and would overpower also some of the other styles. Glassware again with wine, any type of all-purpose glassware for tastings. This I love to use because then afterward I can also have a little glass of wine with it. Water is always helpful to use. Either after the tasting, you can also rinse each of your glasses with the prior spirit that you had, or you can rinse with water. And we also say not a lot of food with tastings because sometimes that influences the taste profile of what you're having. Maybe just some toast points or some dry crackers. And then at the end, bring out the smorgasbord of cheese boards, charcuterie, and all the accoutrements. So we hope this has been helpful. Cheers.